That- And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, meine Damen und Herren, señores y señoras. Guten Abend, good evening, buonasera, buenas noches, konnichiwa, xin chao, ni hao, annyeong, gudak, dobrovic. I mean, this dobrovic stuff. In Eastern Europe, it's in Bulgarian, in Russian, in Ukraine, nearly all of those countries in the eastern part of Europe, it's more or less the same, but with a small difference in the way to pronounce this. So if you want just to say it in different languages, and for the European part, you just can go with the Russian version, is Dobroveche, and then you just can mispronounce it in a little bit. Maybe you can hit the Bulgarian way to say it. And Headhunter is Europe's bit by bit prime. So hit by bit hunter is something like, because he cheesed in all of this game, he will cheese once again, and it is proxy gates here on Scrap Station. Most of the time, I mean, I like to cheese as well, but I'm not always cheesing. I like the macro games even more than the cheese, and it's expected in the main base at this location. Is a very common place for proxy gates, but now he finished with his pile and finished with his gateway at this location. Now moving in with the probe, pretending, oh, I'm just a 9 pylon probe, nothing else is going on, but there is a zealot. But Strelok did it, spotted everything, scouted everything out, decided to go for the second barracks right away, and as soon as this barracks is finished, he will build a bunker and this mineral line, and as soon as his mineral line is protected, he can send out single marines to protect his barracks as well, and Strelok should be absolutely fine. When is the first zealot out? No, still not yet. There we see the gateway finishing. Zealot is being chrono boosted right away. How much energy? 41 energy, so enough for at least 2, maybe 3 more chrono boosts if they're on this nexus, and I'm really curious how much damage Headhunter will be able to do. I'm still waiting for the bunker by Strelok. Just build a bunker there, build a bunker there, and you should be completely fine. Does he have enough minerals? No, not yet. Now he's getting more and more minerals. There's the Zealot. There's the first Marine doing some damage. He's now running away. The Zealots getting surrounded by the SCVs. Marines shooting in there as well. So 3 Marines are there. Looks like Strelok is even confident enough to... Seriously, I don't need a freaking bunker. This time Headhunter wants to wait for the second Zealot. Second Zealot not yet out there, but as soon as the second Zealot is out there, okay, of course, Strelok will be in a lot of trouble. But now the fourth Zealot is there as well. Strelok needs to micro his units, but he's not doing the perfect job at microing his Marines, so now the Zealots are hunting down the Marines, but more and more and more Marines coming out for Strelok. So what is Headhunter doing? He's just decided to build more Stalkers, and of course with the Stalkers in the mix, Headhunter will be able to do a little bit more damage. So bit by bit Prime sends his best wishes. First 2 Marines are down. 2 Zealots are down as well. And what can one single Stalker do against 6 Marines, even though the second Stalker will be out pretty soon? 2 Stalkers still not enough against 6 Marines. Now, Kaz won his second game against Orvis, so he is in the semi-finals as well. So he will play against the winner of Nurcho against Lacuyo. And those two... take a look at the HP bust. Those 2 Stalkers, even though they have 1 range more, still in a lot of trouble. The pylon is still there, but he's not producing any more units, so now the Headhunter has to move back. And will they be able to get the Stalker? No, Stalker still alive. 1 Stalker here at 3 kills, and the other one at 0 kills. It is time for us to take a look at the units lost. So this is, interestingly enough, pretty even, at least for the moment. There will be added another 250 minerals. Pylon worth 100 minerals, the gateway worth 150 minerals, and now of course Headhunter needs to rebuild production facilities. He's doing this. He is rebuilding 3 gateways. Even a 4th gateway would be a nice choice to have. He finished with the warp gate technology upgrade, so if he will be able to send a pylon at the front, he might be able to apply even more pressure, because what is Strelok doing? Strelok is feeling safe enough to go for the command center, but more importantly, he building going for the tech lab here on this barracks, producing his first Marauder. So we got a reactor here on the second barracks, so he will be able to just get enough stuff out, at least for the moment. On the other hand, yes, 3 gates are finished. This gateway, even though it's still alive, but he needs a pylon at the front to continue with the pressure, but looks like he does not want to continue any pressure anymore. And instead he wants to go for an expansion himself. So bit by bit Prime opening into a more serious gameplay here by our friend Headhunter, who's now going for the robo facility. Maybe he's afraid of some kind of cloaked banshee. Counter attack by Strelok. I was just taking a small nip from my beer bottle. And so engineering bay, double barracks is finished. Factory will be finished right now as well. Orbital command will be finished in 15 seconds. And if you're wondering why I'm saying hatchery or factory, I think it just sounds awesome. That's why I like to call those buildings this way. So having a Stalker and a Zealot here at the front, sending a Zealot Stalker down to the Zalnaga Watchtower. Now he sees a Strelok is moving out, and he's moving out with 1 SCV, with 2 Marauders, and with 12 Marines. He's got 14 Marines in total. And how many units does our friend Headhunter have? So it is 4 or 5 Zealots, it is 2 Stalkers, it is 3 Sentries, and an Immortal. I'm ready to serve. So he should be fine against, at least for the moment. Strelok is pulling back. There we just saw a mule being dropped at this location. I'm really curious because I just was at this location, but I still saw the mule flying over there. So if he actually will drop down a mule at this location, will I be able to spot the mule if I will be at this location? So as a Protoss player, if I would pay attention, I might be even seeing a mule being dropped at the opponent's natural expansion. I guess not, but it would be very awesome. So let's take a look at what Headhunter is doing. Looks like he wants to move out. He got 2 Immortals, got a shitload of Stalkers and Zealots. And it's time for us to go to the unit counting station. So 19 Marines, 4 Marauders. It's not that much against 6 Zealots, 2 Immortals, 2 Stalkers and 5 Sentries. The supply is about the same for both, but Strelok's got more SCVs, so the army size of Headhunter is more diverse and even a little bit bigger. There we see the pylon is being built. Does he have more Immortals in production? No, he does not. There we see 3 more Stalkers arriving for Headhunter. And if he will be able to play some nice force fields on the ramp, he might be able just to kill the expansion, but he's just going for the kill directly. Do we see any bunkers in production? No, we do not. And Headhunter might be able to take this game right here, right now. So Zealots are already in the mineral line, even though the Marauders and the Marines kill them pretty fast, but the question is, of course, it wasn't cost. He lost quite a lot of SCVs already. Nice force fields here. Those Marines and Marauders can't run away anywhere else. Pro is here scouting out what is going on at the natural, and more reinforcements coming in there for Headhunter. And tank is out for Strelok, but what is the tank doing against an Immortal? This is ridiculous. And now Orbital Command is lifting up, wants to float over here to the island expansion. And I was saying before this game started, I was saying, okay, he is Strelok is cheese proof, and he did a good job at preventing this cheese from happening. But on the other hand, Headhunter was just able to go for some kind of... Oh, Andre was not paying attention. I am so sorry. Strelok with a double Marine drop in his main base, because I was actually curious, where are all those forces? Now Headhunter is moving back. He just killed the expansion here. He killed the expansion here. Of course, it's not yet dead. The Orbital Command is still alive. And Headhunter rebuilt his base, and he rebuilt his base here at the Gold Mineral expansion. The Cybernetics core and all the gates are down. Now Headhunter is attacking the forces here of Strelok. Strelok will be lifting up his Marines maybe. Some interesting force fields preventing the SCVs from doing more damage. All the SCVs all the Marines get taken out by the forces here of Headhunter, but in the end might be not the case, because thanks to those two medivacs healing their way to victory, in the end it's still looking good for Strelok, and because he still got so much money with the mules, he was able to take this game. So I am really, really sorry. I apologize. I was not aware of it. Was just so fascinated by the macro abilities of Headhunter. And before Headhunter attacked, I checked even the unit counting station, and we saw so many Marines. And Strelok only had 4 Marines here. He had 2 Marines here in the back, and all those other Marines are in the main base. So nice job by Strelok. And of course, if you do a base race against the Terran, if you're not a Terran yourself, you will always lose. Lifted up buildings are just too powerful to handle for a base race. So, meanwhile, Headhunter was moving back. Strelok had still enough income to constantly produce Marines, and with a counter attack, with this try to defend the counter attack of Strelok in his own base, Headhunter just didn't have enough units. The medivacs here, just too much stuff from the Marines, and of course Immortals and Sentries in addition to 1 or 2 Stalkers are not enough against stint Marines with medivacs healing those guys. So that's why he took this game, and in the end Strelok is once again cheese-proof, and I am sorry I was not catching this drop, as it's like lagging as a caster in the game. You just feel embarrassed. But to be honest, every caster misses this, even those guys in the GSL having a professional observer and Tasteless and Natosis being 2 people. Day 9 misses a drop here and there, so why not me as well? I'm just doing what everybody else is doing. I mean, I saw this drop, I just didn't want to show it to you. That's why I just pretended that I didn't watch it. But anyway, still waiting for the second game, and I'm really curious what Headhunter will choose for a map. Maybe it is Blistering Sand. I heard you can cheese a lot of on this map. Yeah, good words are always appreciated. Now we are already 7 people in the special Android channel. Yeah, and Jungle Basin. Of course, many Protoss players say, every caster saying, it is Jungle Basin. Jungle Basin, of course, is a good map for Protoss. But once again, beside from the early game, from the possibilities people can do with warpins and stuff, I have no freaking idea why Jungle Basin is considered a more favorite map for Protoss player. So now it is time for us to start a new recording.